Okay, good afternoon, guys, and thank you for joining this virtual class, Selling in Challenging Times. Selling in Challenging Times. I guess times are challenging, therefore this virtual class is very appropriate to focus on selling in challenging times. My name is Ravi, and I head a company called Mercuri India, part of Mercuri International, 6 years globally and 30 years in India. And the only purpose is to help organizations, help individuals improve their sales performance. Okay, I'm going to talk about Mercury Goldman here. I'm going to talk about some powerful, simple, valuable insights and something which will help you individually to manage during these challenging times, right? Okay, selling in challenging times. I wish I had a magic wand. If I had a magic wand, I would probably send one across to each one of you, probably using the Zoom itself, and the magic wand will help us to achieve our sales targets, probably even exceed our sales targets. And sometimes the magic wand being magic can also be free as well. All right? Okay, I don't have a magic wand. But I'm going to give you some powerful insights, some tools. I'm going to make it participative. I'm going to make it engaging. I'm going to ask you some little tasks to do, but we will do everything using the chat box and short tasks. And this is going to be approximately a 45-minute webinar on virtual class. All right, okay, great. Selling in challenging times. Okay, there are 5 factors which probably represent these interesting and of course challenging times as well. What could be these 5 factors? Number 1, customers are postponing buying decisions. Customers are postponing. I mean, you wish he could buy now, and he needs it. You can see him needing it, but he's not buying it. And that's affecting us as salespeople. I'm a sales guy like any one of you, having been in sales for about 42 years now. I've seen successes, I've seen failures, I've seen such challenging times, maybe a couple of times more often, maybe because of the sheer longevity, postponing of buying decisions. Number 2, there's a low energy in the system, in the customer system, in our own ecosystem. The offices are not so vibrant. The meetings are not so vibrant. You can see a slack in the body, low energy in the system. Reduce cash flow, naturally, absolutely. If someone is running an individual business, if someone is an entrepreneur, you can see the challenges of being a reduced cash flow. Competition pressure is high. Prices discounted. Free offers. So there is a competition pressure because everyone wants to do something. Everyone wants to get some results, definitely true. And there's a reducing demand. If I want to buy 4, maybe I'll buy 3, maybe I'll buy 4. I don't want to overpay. Absolutely. So there is a reducing demand. These are the possible 5 factors. There could be several factors, but it just summed it up nicely in these 5 distinct factors. So that's challenging time. Now, friends, tell me, as sales guys, either frontline salespeople or sales managers or even senior management in sales and organization, what are our typical reactions to the situation? In our own mind, what are the typical reactions to the situation? Could you just take about 10-15 seconds to send in your text messages on the chat box? What are our typical reactions to the situation? All right, I'm going to wait for you to respond. So, fastest finger first, start doing it. Okay, of course, there's no reward for that. Provide discounts, Samir? Absolutely true, very true. Less activities, Dinesh, that's amazing. That's amazing because I'm going. You just took the wind out of the sail nicely. I'm going to use your answer beautifully. Price reduction, added service, more business on the other side. More business to customer, provide cheap and reliable product, low funds, engage with customers, try to leverage a relation. That's something extremely positive as well. Okay, more freebies, knowledge-based selling, that's nice. And who is this gentleman? iPhone, lady or gentleman, iPhone, knowledge-based selling. Focus on new segment, give more services, reach out to those who want a long time, engage with customer. All right, I mean, I can see a lot of positive vibes in this entire team of this class. I think it's very nice, very true. All right. So these could be some of the typical reactions to the situation. Some are positive. Of course, several of them are not necessarily positive. Okay. Now, if you look at possibly some of the things which could be the typical reactions to the situation can be anything we do anyway is not going to work. Nobody is buying. It's bad. And I can understand what my customers are going through. Honestly, they have the challenges, they have their problems. I can see that. So I can empathize with my customers. I can sympathize with my customers. Whatever we do, the orders are going to fall. And nothing is going to work easily. There's no demand, you see. How can you get orders really? Absolutely. Things are really bad. Don't know what's going to happen. I'm not able to predict. I can't see tomorrow. I can't see next week. Next month appears too far away. Even this month appears too far away. Things are really bad. I don't know what will happen. I go on a call as a sales guy. I come back to the office. The work is a bit slow. And when I come back to the office, one of my colleagues is already sitting there. He has come back from his visits. And I look at him. How was your day? He says, not good. Actually, I'm happy because if he says his day was good, I'm getting a little worried because how can my day alone be bad and his day being good? So if you look at this entire scenario, somebody used the word very beautifully some time ago, low energy. You can see that somebody used a very nice word. Therefore, during this time, what tends to happen is a gloom club is formed. Gloom is all over. There's a gloom club. And people want to be part of the gloom club because it can't be that my situation alone is good, bad, and other situation is good. So there's a gloom club formed. It can happen. Surprise, surprise. Somebody said it very beautifully at the start of this task. Activity actually drops. Instead of activity going up, a huge amount of research we have done over decades in those periods of challenging times, either acute recession or demands dropping badly. Our research indicates that activity level actually drops because people say, what's the point in putting more activity? Anyway, if I go, the customer is not going to buy. The demand is low. When the demand is low, how is he going to buy? He doesn't need it. He can postpone that really. So activity level actually drops contrary to what we think that activity level is going up. So there's a gloom club. And when there's a gloom club, the gloom pervades across. The sky is overcast. So it actually, if you look at often, it leads often to concentrating too much on the short-term problems, and that creates a loss of tempo. Go back to physics. If you want to create a tempo, you need to create a speed. And speed comes from holding it a little bit longer, not with a very shorter leash. Therefore, the concentration becomes too much short term. Of course, short term is important. And problems, the loss of tempo becomes extremely visible as well. So, question to you, what are the benefits of thinking another way? Not the gloom club, but thinking another way. What are the benefits of thinking another way? Of course, what is the other way? All right, so I'm going to ask you to just take a few seconds to tick the boxes on the check and send it to me. What are the benefits of thinking another way? A different way. Could you just quickly write down and tell me, instead of being part of the gloom club, if you think another way, what do you think could be the plausible benefits? All right, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, better demand generation for future meeting. That's brilliant. Manas, absolutely. We can innovate, not just in the product, but in the way we do things. Lovely. That's a beautiful statement by Venkatesh. Gain available opportunities. Short, less opportunity, but we can grab them very nicely. Get fitter. Absolutely. The exercise now is more important. Can catch up with new customer. You can look at positive outcome, available option. You can prepare and train well. Self-training, self-learning, so many things are possible. You can create a product differentiation, Pradeep. You are right, very right. You can create a service differentiation. You can conversation differentiation. You can do several things actually. Beautiful. Take team out of the doom club. Absolutely. I like the word doom. It's not even gloom. It's doom. It can become doom. New strategy lead to learning and success. And new customers. Accept the new norm and readjust, restructure it. Oh my God, this is brilliant. I mean, there's so many options available, but why we should allow that natural law to help us or make us go into the future. Please turn off your audios, please. Guys, please hold it. Let me just say, anyone has got the audio on, yes, turn it off so that it's very nice. It's just one, maybe. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so there are plenty of opportunity. So there is another way. And what's other way? Other way is not really part of the gloom, not really part of the doom, but probably become part of the bloom. We can bloom differently, bloom the way we think differently. And even some nice things can bloom in darkness. Good flowers bloom in darkness. In the morning, when you go to a little tiny garden or a big garden, you see flowers blooming, and the flowers bloomed in the night when it's dark outside. They were not looking at the world outside and say, my God, it's so dark. How can it bloom? So there is another way, and it's possible to think of another way. So there's a bit of a small good news, even in this gloom. The only good news is that it is challenging for everyone. It's challenging for competition as well. Maybe the degrees of challenge could be more or less different. Same, I don't know that. It depends on the business, depends on the industry, depends on the product structure, depends on the differentiation between the organization. But it's the good news is it's challenging for everyone. The ground, the playground, the playing field is more or less not very different. Oh, so I can make a little difference. So between the two, somebody is going to be a little ahead, somebody is going to be number two, somebody is going to be number 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I be number 3, 4, 5, 6? Can I be number 2? Why can't I be number 1? So there is some little good news even in this little gloom time. Therefore, the question to ask oneself is, should we be focusing only on the short-term result? Of course, short-term is important. We're going to survive for tomorrow. But the keyword is only. Or should we identify minimum need for the short-term results? We get our mind nicely done. Somebody used the word readjust to the new reality. And then make room for the long term. Get fitter for the long term. Get trained for the long term. Get developed for the long time. Get structurally different for the long term. Get skilled up for the long term. And here the long term is not 2 years, 3 years, 4 years time. The long term is when the curve starts moving back, a little bit of the hockey stick starts, I think I'm ready, I'm right in the front, and I'm going to grab as many opportunities as possible. I'm going to run fast, and if I want to run fast, I want to get fitter. So should we identify minimum need for the short-term result and to make room for the long term? So there are 3 distinct things to focus on. One is there's a top management, there's a sales management, and there's a frontline sales like some of you and me as well. So quickly, take about 10 seconds. Let's look at each one of them. What should the top management do? Just give me a few interesting ideas from your side. Guys, I'm ready to just listen to this lovely ideas from this lovely group. You guys are very active, I can see that. Fantastic. Visit markets, absolutely. Not sit in the office and talk about it. Don't do reviews in the boardrooms and closed rooms and air-conditioned rooms. Be a little patient, absolutely. Do a bit of a market analysis. Develop your key opinion leaders. Train and handhold team, absolutely. You know, sometimes we do silly things like more and more reviews. The more and more reviews you do when things are bad, you only review bad. You don't do anything better. You got to review on the field if required. Motivate people. Absolutely right, Prajapati. Analyze the market and guide. So there's several things that the top management can do. In fact, if I had to sum it up nicely based on what you guys said, don't too much time in post-mortem, absolutely, and keep on digging further. Recheck your fundamentals of change. Wait and watch, be recharged. Lovely. Several things they can do very effectively. And get your feet wet in the ground. What should the top management do? Couple of things. Number one, be clear how the situation influences the company in terms of profits, in terms of cost, in terms of morale, in terms of people, in terms of structure, in terms of product, in terms of strategy, whatever. Fantastic. The example show you're right. Locate the possibilities created by the situation to outpace your competition. Even within days, there could be small spaces, small spots where you can outpace. And set and insist for an action plan with goals. Okay, and therefore be practical. These action plan with goals, how to be practical, how to be realistic, but not losing the opportunities in the marketplace. So that's what a top management can nicely do. What do you think should the sales managers do, team leaders do? Could you just text your messages and say, what should the team leaders do? The sales managers do. I'm using the word sales manager as a generic form. Keep the team motivated, absolutely. Of course, keep self-motivated as well, Subramaniam, if I may say so. Keep the team motivated. Keep self-motivated. Yes. All right, some more. Focus on cars. And there are hidden cars. There are wastages we don't even know. It's not about people cars. It's separate thing. Direction and motivation needed. Absolutely. Find ways to be in touch with key prospects. Reduce base costs. Accept the fact. Don't be rigid in your mind. Timely market feedback to management. Be courageous. Give a feedback to the management. Empathize with the team. Potential mapping. Oh, yes, we have potential. And sometimes we realize, my God, we didn't even know that. Why selling to customers who do not pay, even though the short-term sales looks good? Lovely. Be a positive conduit between the top management and field people. You've got a fantastic role to play here. Lovely, lovely ideas have come. Periodic appreciation. Yes, find out some little small wins. Lovely. Okay, couple of them. Realize that leadership is more important now than ever. And many things you guys said very beautifully is really being a leader. You're fighting a battle. You're fighting a war. And that's why the gentle leadership skills become extremely vital. Know how you react to it. And some of the lovely words you guys use, I can say, be perceptive to how others really reacted. If I can see my team reacting with a little frustration, I have to be perceptive. I can be only perceptive about my team if I'm not obsessed with myself. If I'm obsessed with myself, I can't be perceptive. Perception requires not being obsessed, no obsession with self. Set own action plan to support field sales work much better than in normal time. Spend double the time, triple the time in the field. Be seen on the field. Because when the war is on, I can't be sitting in the room and directing strategy. I got to be in the field. Work along, as Venkatesh says nicely. So there's several things the sales managers can do. All right. Now, we are told what the top management should do, what the sales manager should do. What should we, if depends on how many guys of you sitting in this virtual class or actual frontline people, some of you would be, some of you would be managers. What should the field sales people do as individual contributors? Venkatesh, agile. Okay, another 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Yes, Biju, go extra mile. And there's a time you have to see the mile extra. Absolutely. I want to hear some more. Close to the customer. Keep doing basics right. I like the word, Samir, you said basic. Many times in our country, we don't value the basics. And I do a lot of work globally. But sometimes when we meet German guys, they say, let my team learn basics. We think basic is weak. Basic is fundamental. Spend more time with customers. Increase customer focus. Understand customer pain point. Focus on sales calls, codes. Absolutely. Listen to what customer is saying. Meet multiple stakeholders. Time to meet. Because the customer also has got a little more time maybe now. Meet him. Use digital to connect with people. Connect on your own social media very effectively. Stay in chat. Be the most visible sales guy in the marketplace. Engage with top management. Focus on deals which can be closed early. Brilliant. To know which part of the sector is growing. Superb. All right. I think learn from competition. Some nice things they're doing. Okay. So several things you guys have said very, very beautifully. All right. Okay. Now let me just sum up a few things nicely. Some of them could be what you said as well. Be ready to handle objections and problem specifically met in the situation. Prepare yourself to answer the resistances. Work hard at it. It can't be the generic time. Very, very essential to do that is observe. If you really look at, observe, how do I react to the pressures and disappointment? It's a very beautiful insight. Observe yourself. When you come from a call, it's not about thinking. When you're actually in the call itself, is a disappointment impacting your response? Is a disappointment impacting your conversation? Is a disappointment impacting your career? Is a pressure impacting your application of skill and knowledge? Observe. A self-observation of my own pressures and disappointments makes me more conscious. And when I become more conscious, my competence can be higher. My responses can be much more effective as well. Plan to maximize quantity of sales efforts. The more time in the field, the more calls in the field can make a big impact. This is a time to meet more customers. This is a time to meet more prospects in the marketplace, actually. Very, very vital to see. Prepare for visits more efficiently. Prepare for the resistance, sir. Take that little extra time. You are climbing the hill uphill now. When you're climbing the hill uphill, we have got to prepare better. Our body has to be stronger. The shoes have to be tighter, not so tight, but appropriately tighter. And we've got to have our knees properly bent. So when you're climbing uphill, you've got to prepare a little more. It is a normal run. We don't have to prepare so much. A little bit is okay. It's like cycling. Cycling on a normal road, cycling uphill on a mountain bike, you need to prepare much, much more effectively as well. Explore how you can use an opportunity pipeline. Decide, put a priority. Do you want to focus on new prospects? Do you want to focus on key accounts? Do you want to focus on total sales, project sales? Do you want to focus on some solution? Do you want to focus on some products which have not been sold in the past? Do you want to see an opportunity? Do you want to upsell, cross-sell, downsell somewhere? I mean, look at several opportunities in the marketplace effectively. Remember, all salespeople from different companies don't think the same way. They're not equally smart. And we've got a little more smarter, a little more harder working to effect. And somebody said very beautifully, focus on receivables. I mean, don't sell for short term. And just because it reflects in the sales numbers and the money doesn't come. One of you said it very beautifully early. Remember, it's a question of survival today as well. And that's vital. So in a simple nutshell, if I'm going to sum it up, it is all about action. I know some of you have experienced in life with your relatives or friends. It's a common advice given by psychiatry when somebody has a depression or signs of depression. The most common advice people say is get into activity. Don't sit down and think about it. Get into activity. Do an action. Doesn't matter what the action is. An activity. Make sure that the depression is less or the time for being depressive is less. Same thing applies in the real world in selling. Action is a one-lead antidote for gloom. Action is a one-lead antidote for a depressive situation. Action is a one-lead antidote for the dark side of the problems today. And action is bright. Quiet sitting, doing nothing is dark. So it's all about action, and it is all about focused action. It is all about right action. So action, focused action, and right action all the time. Not just one action, a series of action. Keep yourself continuously working on. Activity gives you energy. Surprise, surprise, activity will lead you to some success, definitely. Because the more activity produces little more results than other, even in the gloom club. And that edges on to be even more active. That makes us far, far more energetic, builds a little extra confidence. Actions lead to some results. Results build confidence, and that confidence leads us to actions further. This is a beautiful benevolent circle, not a vicious circle. Plenty of actions. So, if I had to put a little kind of a toolkit for you, some action do's and action don'ts during the challenging times in the marketplace. Some action do's. Number one, be on the field near the customer. Stay in constant touch, using mails, using social media, using WhatsApps, whatever you want. Be there first. Lightning response time. Response times are going to be lightning, not normal, not even better than normal. Number two, have access and develop relationship with at the top level active clients. One of you nicely mentioned it. This is a time to get in touch with the top management. Try to understand the customer's business a little better. This is an opportunity to get into the skin of customers' business. And this is a time customers love the sales guy who gets into that nicely. Number three, give innovative services. Product innovation may not be always possible by us, but service innovation is possible. Solutions through deep knowledge about the operations, application to help customer reduce his cost is a way we can think of. Is there something I can do as a sales guy effectively? Reach out to new customers who are investing even in this time. Investment levels could be different, but some are still investing because there's somebody smart out there between those struggling competitors. Fanatical prospecting. I would recommend you to read a lovely book, must be available on Kindle or on the bookshelves. It's a book called Fanatical Prospecting. Be engaged to be a fanatic about prospecting. Allow to meet new customers. Remember, this is a time new customers are not seen by many sales guys, and therefore sales guys are welcome to these new customers as well, by the new customers as well. Focus on a little more in terms of profitable clients, based on the client's business, based on the client's industry structure, based on the client's cost structure. That means look at your customer portfolio a little differently. Do a bit of a thinking. You do thinking on the field. Get on to the 12. Get constant update on market, projects, competition. Subscribe to free subscriptions available. Find out what's happening in the industry. Find out what's happening in the cross industry. Find out what's happening in the connected industries as well. Be agile in the marketplace about what's happening. One of you said very beautifully, and several of you actually added to that. Be patient, be agile, and be positive. Actually, all the three are possible. Patience does not mean doing nothing. Patience is like a cat. The cat is waiting for the prey, the rat to pass by. The cat looks cool. That's why it's called a cool cat. You don't call a dog cool dog. Dog has got different characteristics. The cat is cool, is patient, but actually it is sensing. Its nostrils are up a little bit. It almost looks like sleeping, but the eyes are constantly searching for the prey to pass by. That's why, there's a lot of research which says if you study about animals, cat has got the fastest acceleration time between 0 to whatever meters per second. No other animal has that speed. And you see the cat, if it doesn't get the prey, it comes back, depends on whose day it is lucky, it comes back and it stays quiet. There's a guy called Tony Buzan who calls it relaxed concentration. You can be relaxed because then you are strong, you are wiser, you do the right things when you're relaxed, but you are concentrating. So you can be patient and you can be agile. And one prey is gone, there's another one available. Nobody's going to get that. It's going to be me. Be patient, be agile, and be positive. Some nice little don'ts. Obviously, there are some don'ts as well. which is very critical. Don't overlook every trivial concern raised by the customer, because during this time, the little small concern raised by the customer, if you can handle them, if you can respond to them, if you can take cognizance of them, your customers are going to see you a little differently. That's how I look at my customers as well. Don't concede too much. Yes, of course, you want to give a discount. Life is tough. Don't concede too much. I'll probably add a word. Don't concede too much too early. Don't concede too much. Hold on to the pressure a little bit. Customer is also testing you, naturally, understandably so. Don't overcome it, because sometimes you overcome it and create a bigger disappointment. The overcommitment comes from the fear of losing, from the desire to close right away, and hoping that otherwise I'll lose. How do you want to lose the right commitment? Don't overcome it. Don't be negative or overawed by competition. Don't be negative with competition. At the same time, don't think that competition is having a nice time. They're better. Probably in their conferences, in their meeting, they are discussing how better are you doing as their competitor. Don't be negative. Don't be overawed by competition. And don't react to competition by deviating from your fundamental. This is a time to test your fundamentals. Fundamentals always remain right. There is a flexibility of practices, but not fundamentals, which remain always the same. And don't be in the company of cynical. There are lots of people. Gloom club is all over. New clubs are opening quietly because they're gloom. Don't get into that. Don't advise them about not being gloomy. I mean, you will be the minority. Just walk away. Just smile and walk away and get on with your work, which is extremely vital. All right? As organizations, as managers, as leaders, leading in challenging time, this is for the road for you guys. I'm going to give you a dozen fundamentals. Create action orientation in challenging times. Move away from the gloom. Move away from the doom. Move to the bloom. Bloom is action. You've got to do a lot of action. Create action orientation during challenging time within your team, with your distributors, with your channel partners. You could be an individual contributor. You may deal with channels. The moment you walk into the channel, the first news is sitting so dark. He says, nothing is happening, very bad. So the whole gloom club start descending, and the gloom club is all over. It's on the cloud storage, keeps dropping whenever you don't even ask for it. So look at action orientation in challenging time. 12 dozen fundamentals. Number one, make it clear to everybody what the problems and difficulties are now. State upfront what could be expected. Recognize the problem, recognize the difficulties, and say, this is what we must expect together. Not I expect from you, but you want it together, if it's with your channel partner, or with your team manager, or your boss with you, could be expected. Number two, specify concrete objectives for the short term. Keep it simple, but concrete objectives for the short term. Keep it tough but achievable. Keep it reasonably realistic, but concrete objectives. Make it tangible, because in difficult times in short term, we need that concrete objectives. People can implement one or two concrete objectives. Ensure that the objectives are realistic. Tough but realistic. Challenging but realistic. Difficult but realistic. Number four, give stage goals for reaching the objectives. Once you set objective, just don't leave it. This is what we need to do. This is what I think we can do. I know it is tough. This is what we can do. This is stretch you and I can do. And to reach this, these are the actions and the stage goals. Let us discuss them as well. Let us measure the stage goal. Let us monitor the stage goal. Let us plan the stage goals for reaching. Otherwise, people don't know what they need to do, how to do. Increase your frequency of contact with people. Visible leadership is a needed hour. Spend more time with your channel. Spend more time with your sales team. Spend more time with your customers. And even if the customer is asking you, how is your business? Tell him, it's quite fine, sir. It is tough, but we're working hard. Don't say it's very bad, because one more gloom club is formed. Don't do that. Visible leadership is the need of the hour. Show the way. Somebody used the word walk the talk nicely. Show the way. Work harder. Work with right thing. If a channel says I can't sell, come, let's go and meet the customer. I'm not saying I'm going to do the selling, but I want to be with you. I want to give you support. I want to be together with you so that we can make that little extra effort. We can together win that business a little more. Somebody is buying somewhere. The world does not come to a standstill. It is not that the traffic has stopped on the road. It is not that all companies are closed. There are big locks outside. Activities are going on. Yes, not certainly the way they were earlier, perhaps. It's okay. But some people can get the business. That's whatever is available. Why can't you and be there? Why can't we increase our share of business here a little bit more? Work harder. Work with the right things. Increase demands on people who can handle more. When you say demand, appreciative demand, positive demand, because there are some people who have a slightly better ability, substantially better ability to handle tougher time. They can carry the load a little more, but don't dump the load on them, but give them that comfort, give them that confidence, give them that appreciation, and be ready to support. 8, do not allow some to produce too little. On the other side, don't allow some people who are very, very comfortable with the gloom time, who are actually waiting for the gloom time to be there. Don't allow them to produce too little. Don't allow them to become too low on activity. Push them a little hard. So you've got to balance both very effectively as well. Give concrete help. Don't give simply advice. And concrete help comes from one important word. Not just telling people what to do, but also telling people how to do, showing them how to do. Many times, leaders and managers, we speak on what, but not on how. Sometimes even the what is missing. What you should achieve is what we speak about. What you should do and how you should do. Do some practice, give concrete help. Encourage, show what has been achieved. Don't look at what is still missing. Look at what has been achieved. And these are the time to encourage small success and support some failures and go and reinvent once again. Be careful of not reacting in a wrong way at times of high pressure. Go back to what I said some time ago. Observe yourself. Observe yourself. If you observe yourself how you're responding, you are in a wonderful conscious state. And if in a conscious state, you adapt. And even if you react a little wrong way in the high pressure situation, which is wrong, quote unquote, we can correct quickly. Self-correction is the greatest tool available during high pressure times. Correcting myself and then steering very effective. It's like driving a car on a tough situation. You know you are going to have a problem. Correct yourself the way you're driving, the way you are steering. Be careful of not reacting in the wrong way at times of high pressure. Demonstrate your confidence and the power to act. In front of the customer, show the confidence. In front of the channel, show the confidence. In front of people, show the confidence. Confidence supported by action. Confidence backed up by action, not just confidence in terms of words. There are dozen fundamentals which can help you, me, all of us as sales guys. Mind you guys, sales profession, I think, has always been the most important as I see. I've been doing it for donkey's years now. Most organizations don't see that way all the time. I always say, sales guy is the most action guy, is also most cerebral guy, because you want to react on the fly with the customer. That means your brain has to work constantly. And during tough times, your role and my role is going to be even more important, because when you're going back to the office, people are waiting to see you. Hey, have you got some orders? We're waiting for you. So at least there's somebody waiting for us right now. So demonstrate your confidence and the power to act. So, dozen fundamentals. What I would request you to do is take a minute, just to reflect nicely. Think through all the things we have done in the last 43 minutes, 42 minutes of the virtual class. Text one tangible learning and one action that you start from now onwards. That means something you say, wow, I want to start this now. I've not been doing it so much. And this is a great learning for me. One learning, one action. So each one of you will send a text box 1 and 2. The first is learning and the second is action. Think both and send one text box message with both actions, 1 and 2, a learning and action. All right, take about a minute, 30 seconds to reflect. Send it to everybody so that all can do cross learning. Learning how I react during high pressure. Venkatesh, fantastic. Dhananjay, more visits. Shiva Subramaniam, stay positive. Alankrita, more visits, absolutely. Samir, focus on receivables. Oh, yes. Prabhu, handling high pressure at times, yes. This is a time, we become better. Observe, brilliant video. Nitin, more connection with the team. You must be stay connected completely all the time. Support failure, Samir, absolutely. Planned action and timely execution, Dinesh. More visits, KK. Concrete team health, make it absolutely concrete, specific. Saurabh. Learning, react wisely. I like the word, love the word wisely. Venkatesh, action, being lot more at marketplace, lot more. I love that. Stay connected with your customer, Shiv. Shauda, boost up confidence, yes. Get close with the customer, confident. More customer visit, rapport building, market analyzing, Pradeep. Very nice, good. I know, 1, understand the market. 2, stay focused and contact new customer, keep in close contact with existing customers. Absolutely, I know. Never lose sight of them. More for customer, more customer visits, Shaurabha, absolutely. Filter my prospects and identify, brilliant. Come on, Shaurabha. Need to positively motivate channel partners. Yes, very important. And mind the businessmen have gone through tough times as well. And they can handle it nicely, actually. They don't show it. Innovative service, Prabhu. Go to the front end, shoulder to shoulder with the front end. Sridhar, brilliant. Appreciate, work with the team, super. Sunday, visit customers are investing even in difficult, and there are. Mind you, there are. Be positive and be constant touch with customer, multiple touch points mortgage, absolutely. Action, identify more hidden opportunity than die. Revisit lost customers, super. Make a list. Tell them I'm coming to meet you. I'm going to be there in your place. Brilliant. Another few seconds. Sure. Yeah, strategies your customer focus more on profitable customer. Very true. And then give them great service. Focus on positive outcome. Action speed. Yes. Samir, focus on replacement business. Oh, yes. Because no new investment, but replacements are possible somewhere. Retrofits are possible if you're an equipment business. Yes, possible. Parts business is possible. Yes, what else? It looks like several good points have come from all of you. All right? Okay. So, focus new potential customer, replacement business survey. Stay away from negative, lovely. Show the customer what you're working harder. Start with a difficult customer whom you did not really show you. Oh, yes. Right. Now, yes, absolutely. And this is the time to learn that little nice skill of handling with these guys as well. Brilliant. Okay, great. Just a quick question. Just action, understand business application. All right, before we sign off, keep fit and healthy, both mentally and physically. Confident, yes. Biju, positive approach. Confident, demonstrated. GPP, positive approach in all situations. Brilliant. Okay, so if I quickly ask you, as I'm going to close in a few moments, 45 minutes ago we started this class. Now we're ending at 45 minutes. Now almost on 45 minutes. What's the feeling now? What's the feeling in your mind right now? How are you feeling now? As Americans say, how are you doing? How are you feeling now? Quick, some feelers from me. How are you feeling? A bit more positive? Yes. More clarity, better, motivated, action-oriented? Super. And I can tell you, I'm more positive as well with you guys around. Finding myself confident. Very true. Good, we touch base. Fantastic, confident. Okay, great, guys. Thank you very much. Ready for the kill. Fabulous. Thanks very much, guys. If anytime you want to exchange anything, share anything with us, I think you can do that nicely. I am sending you the email ID. And what I would like you to do is touch base with me, touch base with Jaishankar, and at any point of time, and even during the next 1 week or so, send us one message. I was able to do this. I changed the approach. I was able to do that. Share your successes, and then you share the successes with the entire team as well. Okay? Okay, good luck, guys. Have a fantastic afternoon ahead. Start right away. Okay, start right away. Thank you very much, and welcome to the new world of being even more active. All the very best.